We packed our life into a 2009 Hyundai Santa Fe and drove to Mexico. And when I say we packed our life into it, I mean pretty much everything we were taking with us had to fit in that car. Everything else, we either got rid of it, gave it away, or put it in storage. Then we loaded up the boys, pointed the car south, and left Texas behind. Our new home was more than 1,000 miles away, in Querétaro, Mexico. And getting here turned out to be quite the adventure. Getting out of Frisco turned out to be a lot more chaotic than we expected. We had already downsized quite a bit, but when it came time to actually load the car, the rule became pretty simple. The things we really valued went into storage. Everything else either had to fit inside a 2009 Hyundai Santa Fe, or it wasn't coming with us. And somehow, even after weeks of planning, those last couple of days turned into a complete scramble. We were packing, rearranging, getting rid of things at the last minute, watching the Dallas weather, and trying to make sure we hadn't forgotten something important before crossing into another country. I had also planned to film a lot more of the process. That plan disappeared pretty quickly. By the time we finally got on the road, making a YouTube video was pretty far down the priority list. We just wanted to get south.
Good morning, guys. I am here at a Hampton Inn, about an hour north of Laredo. We were about to cross over into Mexico today for our trip down to Queretaro. I wanted to film this when we left Dallas, but it was just too hectic, too much was going on, it was kind of crazy. Then we ran into some weather and I just didn't get a chance to film. So I was hoping that I would pick up today and show you the trip down to the border. We're going to cross at the Colombia Bridge and head down towards Monterrey.
From Cotula, we headed south toward Laredo, but instead of crossing there, we turned west toward the Colombia Solidarity Bridge. That was intentional. It's a little out of the way, but it's generally a quieter crossing with less traffic than going directly through Laredo. And since this was our first time driving our own vehicle into Mexico, simple sounded pretty good to us. Crossing the border was probably the part of this trip we'd thought about the most. We had all the paperwork, we knew what we needed to do, and we'd researched the process probably more than we needed to. But there's still something about driving toward that bridge and realizing, okay, we're actually doing this. And ironically, once we got there, it really wasn't that dramatic. There were a few moments of figuring out where to go and what came next, but overall, the process was pretty straightforward. And then, just like that, we were across the border. Texas was behind us. And for the first time, this stopped feeling like we were getting ready to move to Mexico. We were in Mexico. Once we cleared the border and started heading south, the whole trip began to feel different. We weren't trying to get through immigration anymore. We weren't thinking about paperwork or what might happen at the border. We were just driving through Mexico. And the farther south we went, the more the scenery started to change. By the time we made our way past Monterrey and towards Saltillo, the mountains were incredible. This was the part of the drive where I really wanted to just take it all in. Around noon, we stopped for lunch at a roadside travel stop called El Rancho. And I'll admit, I didn't really know what to expect from a highway rest stop in Mexico. But this place was surprisingly nice. It was clean, there were several places to eat, including a Church's Chicken, and after being on the road all morning, it was exactly what we needed. Then it was back on the highway towards Saltillo. And somewhere along this stretch, I think it finally started sinking in. This wasn't a vacation. We weren't spending a week in Mexico and then driving back home to Texas. Everything we decided to keep was packed into that Santa Fe or sitting in a storage unit hundreds of miles behind us. We had actually moved to Mexico. And there was something about driving through those mountains, watching the landscape change around us, that made it feel real for the first time. By late afternoon, we finally pulled into Saltillo and checked into the Hampton Inn. At that point, I was pretty much ready to call it a day. The boys, however, had other plans. They spotted an OXXO on the other side of the highway and decided we needed snacks and drinks. Fortunately, there was a pedestrian bridge connecting the two sides. So after spending most of the day inside the car, we walked across the highway, made our first little OXXO snack run, and actually had a lot of fun doing it. Nothing particularly exciting happened that night, but looking back, That's kind of what made it memorable. We weren't tourists trying to find something to do. We were just a family in Saltillo, Mexico, getting snacks before bed. And tomorrow, we'd get back in the Santa Fe and keep heading south toward our new home in Querétaro. The mountains gradually gave way to these long, wide-open stretches of highway as we headed south toward San Luis Potosí. And one thing we immediately noticed was just how many trucks were out here. A lot of trucks. This is a major freight corridor through Mexico, so at times it felt like we were sharing the road with an endless line of tractor trailers. And this was also where we learned one of the unwritten rules of driving in Mexico, although we learned it in a way that, for a few seconds, had us thinking we might actually die. We were on a two-lane highway when a car coming toward us decided to pass. The vehicle it was passing moved over onto its shoulder, but the car doing the passing was still coming straight at us. And I mean straight at us. For a moment, we're looking at this car thinking, where exactly is he expecting us to go? Then we realized, we're supposed to move over onto our shoulder too. So that's what we did. And suddenly, there were three vehicles driving side by side across a highway that technically only had two lanes. Apparently, that's a thing here. Once we understood what was happening, it actually made a lot more sense. On some of these two-lane highways, slower traffic would move partially onto the shoulder to create enough room for another vehicle to pass down the middle. And if you're coming from the opposite direction, you're expected to move over a little too. Nobody had explained any of that to us beforehand. So the first time you see a car coming straight at you at highway speed, it's definitely an experience. The toll roads, on the other hand, were a completely different experience. For all the things we'd heard about driving through Mexico, I was genuinely surprised by how good many of these highways were. Smooth pavement, well-maintained roads, and long stretches that looked and felt every bit like an interstate back in the United States. In some places, honestly, they were better. Very few potholes, very few rough sections. For most of the drive, we were just cruising along on really good roads. By lunchtime, we were ready to get out of the car for a while. So when we came across another one of these highway travel plazas, we decided this would be a good place to stop. First order of business was gas. And getting gas in Mexico is a little different from what we're used to in the States, because the stations here are full service. You don't even get out of the car. You pull up to the pump, tell the attendant how much fuel you want, and they take care of everything. They'll usually clean your windshield while you're filling up, and they'll check your tires or even your oil if you ask them to. There's no additional charge for the service. You just give the attendant a small tip. I usually gave them about 5 or 10 pesos, roughly 30 to 60 cents US. And after spending the morning on the road, once the Santa Fe was full, we figured we might as well take advantage of the stop ourselves. There was a Burger King right there at the travel plaza, and with 2 boys in the back seat, that made the lunch decision pretty easy. So we parked the car, headed inside, and figured we'd grab some burgers, sit down for a while, and take a break before getting back on the highway. But when we walked through the doors, the burgers weren't the first thing that got our attention. Sitting right inside the restaurant was this F1-style race car, covered in what looked like thousands of rhinestones. The entire thing sparkled. I have absolutely no idea why there was a bedazzled Formula One car sitting inside a Burger King at a highway travel plaza in Mexico, but it was pretty cool.
Hey y'all, so we decided to stop off here at a rest area about an hour away from San Luis Potosí. And it's a Burger King, so we're gonna have Burger King for lunch today. You guys excited about the Burger King?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
guess.
you know, get something to eat?
Yeah.
Yeah. So our trip so far has been very good. No issues whatsoever. We got stopped a couple times to have our tip checked. So if you guys aren't familiar, when you come into Mexico with a car from the US or Canada, you have to have what's called a temporary import permit. And they're pretty strict about enforcing that rule. And you can have your car impounded if you don't have a tip. So when you cross over at the border, especially coming into mainland, the rules are different in Baja California. You don't need a tip there. But in the mainland, beyond about 25 miles or so, you do need to have this import permit. And we got checked for that a couple of times. But the officers were very friendly, looked over our paperwork, talked to the boys, had a great conversation with them, and they got to practice their Spanish a little bit. So overall, this trip has been really good. No issues whatsoever. We've been on the toll roads and some of the free roads, just depending on how we felt at the time. So we've gone through some towns and some cities and seen lots of different things.
We still had one more stretch of highway ahead of us. Querétaro was getting closer. The rest of the afternoon was pretty uneventful, which, honestly, was perfectly fine with us. We made one last quick stop at a busy travel plaza just before reaching Guanajuato. Basically a bathroom break, a chance to stretch our legs, and then we were right back on the road. And not long after that, we crossed into Guanajuato. At that point, we were finally on the home stretch. After 3 days on the road, crossing the border and driving hundreds of miles through Mexico, the next time I pulled out the camera, this was the view. Our little 2009 Hyundai Santa Fe, still packed with practically everything we'd brought with us from Texas, sitting in front of our hotel in Querétaro.
All right, guys, we finally made it. We made it to the hotel in Querétaro, and we are so excited to start our new lives here. So we stayed a night here, meet up with our realtor in the morning, and get the keys to our new house. So thanks for going on this ride with us. It was an adventure for sure, but we had a great time. So if you haven't already, please subscribe. Leave some comments. Tell me, is this a drive that you would ever make from Texas or any other part of the United States or Canada? And have you done it before? I'd love to hear your stories. So again, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.